the nation's strength, we are the nation's future. Let's rise with the spirit of success.
In line with the government's development program to uplift the nation, People's Bank introduces the Business Power Loan Scheme to empower small and medium enterprises. Visit your nearest People's Bank for more details.
Let's rise with the spirit of success.
In a few moments, the news.
People's Bank introduces the Business Power Loan Scheme to empower small and medium enterprises.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(8:45). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Ramesh Piris and read by Niranjan Abesundara. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa visits the historic Somawati Rajama Vihar to preside over the Katna festival under state patronage. Director General of Health Services stresses the public must adhere to health advice when the curfew is lifted. 5,000 buses and 40 office trains for public transport from tomorrow. COVID-19 cases recorded in Sri Lanka on the rise. Presidential Commission of Inquiry probing incidents of political victimization to seek legal action against 4 SJB MPs. In world news, US President-elect Biden pledges to work for unity. Sports news cricket, Lanka Premier League given the green light. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa visited the historic Somawati temple premises today to preside over the state Katna festival and the grand ritual of colouring the Katna Chivara under the state patronage. The President called the chief incumbent of the Somawati Rajama Vihare, Venerable Pamani Sri Sumangala Thera, and secured blessings. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, revisiting the ritual, presented the third required for the preparation of the Katna Chivara. State Minister Dasari Jayasekar received a loon spool from the President, signifying the official initiation of the Katna festivities. The State Katna Festival is scheduled to be held annually under state sponsorship from this year onwards. This was the first time since the reign of King Parakramabahu II that a state-sponsored Katna Festival was held. Sri Lanka's Transport Ministry has announced that 5,000 buses have been deployed for public transport services from tomorrow. The announcement came days after the government signalled its intention to resume services, with the country continuing its fight against coronavirus. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka Railways says trains will not stop at stations in isolated areas from tomorrow. However, measures have been taken to operate 48 office trains from tomorrow while adhering to health guidelines. In the meantime, police say all expressways and other entry points to the western province will be open tomorrow, in line with the quarantine curfew being lifted at 5 a.m. Speaking during a media briefing, acting police media spokesman D.I.G. Aditya Rohana requested the public to only leave homes for essential activity despite the lifting of the curfew. The DIG also said only a limited number of persons should be allowed to enter office premises to ensure social distancing when reopening offices with the lifting of the curfew. Another 283 associates of the Minawangada Pali COVID-19 cluster have tested positive for COVID-19. The Minawangada Pali COVID-19 cluster increased to 10,220, while the total number of infections recorded in the country rose to 13,985. Meanwhile, the number of COVID-19 recoveries recorded in the country surpassed 8,000 after another 562 persons who contracted the virus recovered and were discharged during the past 24 hours. A unit of the Ministry of Health said total recoveries increased to 8,285. 5,083 persons, including 3 foreign nationals, are currently receiving treatment from COVID-19 at 21 hospitals across the country, while 283 suspect cases remain under medical observation. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
People's Bank introduces the Business Power Loan Scheme to empower small and medium enterprises.
The Presidential Commission of Inquiry probing incidents of political victimization decided to seek legal action against 4 parliamentarians of the Samagijana Walabegaya. According to the PCOI chairman, former Supreme Court Justice Upali Aberatna, MPs Harin Fernando, Nalin Bandara, JC Alavatubala and Mahathir Sanayaka have allegedly made derogatory comments about the commission and challenged its authority. It reported the notices were issued on 4 lawmakers to appear before the police unit of the commission to record statements on this matter. In the meantime, reports revealed that the PCOI chair has made a request from the president to extend the term of commission until the 23rd of November. Minister of Buddhist and Religious Affairs, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa requested the Department of Muslim Religious Affairs to conduct simultaneous special prayers in Islamic places of worship together with Buddhists, Hindus and Christians from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. today. Issuing a statement, Director of Department of Muslim Religious Affairs and Cultural Affairs requested all mosques to conduct prayers seeking protection for the people all over the world and especially Sri Lanka and for the speedy recovery of the patients from COVID-19. Accordingly, special prayers were organized by all main mosques in non-quarantine curfew areas. And that ends local news for now.
Let's rise with the spirit of success.
In line with the government's development program to uplift the nation, People's Bank introduces the Business Power Loan Scheme to empower small and medium enterprises.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Director General of Health Services, Dr. Asilya Gunawardana, say the public must continue to adhere to health guidelines even though the curfew is lifted tomorrow. Speaking at a media briefing this evening, Dr. Gunawardana said all the advice issued pertaining to the preventive measures must be resorted to. He noted that guidelines pertaining to office functions, weddings and events must be strictly followed. Director General said they request the public to work from home as much as possible. He stated individuals engaged in employment will not be allowed to leave for workplaces from areas under isolation. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And on to watch the list of institutions, corporations and officers whose employees do not require curfew pass to travel to their place of employment or duty assigned locations has been updated. Police media spokesperson DIG Adit Rohan has said private security guards are now allowed to use their employee ID as a curfew pass. In the meantime, people delivering goods to economic centres will also be permitted to travel in curfew areas after producing a letter obtained from the managers of the respective economic centre. Employees of harness institutions have been given permission to use the office IDs or the national identity cards along with a letter from the head of the department or institution who called them to report for work instead of the curfew passes. And on to world news. US President-elect Biden pledges to work for unity. Japan's Prince Fumihito declared heir to the throne. UAE legal reform sees tougher penalties for family killings of women. US President-elect Joe Biden pledges to work towards unifying the country after a deeply divisive election. Incumbent President Donald Trump, however, still refuses to concede. Votes are still being counted in some states, but a projected win in Pennsylvania gives Biden enough electoral college votes to take him to the White House. Major media outlets say Biden has won the state. His running mate, Kamala Harris, is set to become the country's first female vice president. She'll also be the first African-American and Asian-American to assume the post. Prince Fumihito, the brother of Japan's Emperor Naruhito, has been officially declared heir to the throne during a ceremony in Tokyo. Fumihito is 6 years younger than his brother Naruhito, who became monarch last year after their father abdicated. Emperor Naruhito has no sons and his daughter is barred from inheriting the throne despite calls for reform. The Rikoshi no Rei ceremony had been delayed by 7 months because of the coronavirus pandemic. The UAE has toughened penalties for the killing of women by family members as a part of an overhaul of the country's Islamic laws. The UAE government said it would repeal a law that allowed judges to issue lenient sentences for such killings. They usually involve the murder of women perceived to have brought dishonor upon relatives. The UAE government said such crimes will be treated like murder from now on. Human rights groups say that every year thousands of women across the world are killed because they are deemed to have brought shame on their family. And back to the headlines of the world news. US President-elect Biden pledges to work for unity. Japan's Prince Fumihito declared heir to the throne. UAE legal reform sees tougher penalties for family killings of women. That was world news.
Development News is brought to you by...
When Aya bought a motorbike, he bought 2 helmets. So sweet of him. I'm sure the other one is for me.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchies Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchies Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neve.
Cabinet approval has been granted to the proposal made by the Youth and Sports Minister Nama Rajapaksa to provide a loan subject to a maximum of 1 million rupees for the implementation of new small and medium-scale projects. This loan scheme is aimed at empowering young entrepreneurs between the ages of 18 and 40 to further their businesses or ventures. Young entrepreneurs who engage in information technology, agriculture, dairy, animal husbandry, tourism, promotion-related projects, and innovative and machinery design projects can apply for this loan up to a maximum of 1 million rupees. This loan scheme operates under the Small Business Development Division of the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. That was development news.
When Tati bought a new family car, it wasn't just for the 4 of us.
It's a 10-seater van. Enough for friends and relatives too.
Mummy insisted on building an extra room in our new house.
Well, you never know who'll come to stay. We need more pillows too.
When I was studying late, Nangi would come by to help.
No, I don't know physics, but I do know you need a Munchie Super Cream Cracker.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others.
When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves.
Munchie Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neve.
And on to sports news, Sri Lanka Cricket has announced that the Lanka Premier League has been rescheduled. The tournament will now be held from November 27th to December 17, 2020 and will only be played at the MRICS Hambantota. Latest revision both in the commencement date and the venue was affected following several rounds of meetings Sri Lanka Cricket had with Health Ministry officials. Accordingly, the government today gave its approval to go ahead with the tournament subject to strict and stringent health guidelines to adhere to during the tournament. That was sports news.
Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. NSV Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The British High Commission in Colombo hosted a virtual showcase of Sri Lanka trade investment opportunities this week, showcasing opportunities and experiences from UK businesses in the country. Releasing a statement, the High Commission said the virtual conference was held on Wednesday. UK businesses heard from keynote speakers about opportunities in specific sectors and in Sri Lankan market as a whole. Participants also learned from UK businesses already operating in Sri Lanka. That was Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSV Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's
That's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
A memorandum of understanding was signed on the 6th of November 2020 between the Sri Lanka Export Development Board and CUFCO Vumai Investment Company Limited to establish an online national exhibition hall to promote Sri Lanka's export products in the www.vumai.com e-commerce platform. As a parallel activity, Sri Lanka's participation at the 3rd China National Export Expo 2020. The CIIE 2020 is held from the 5th to the 10th of November at the National Convention Center, Shanghai, China, with the intention to expand the access to Chinese markets. Sri Lanka Embassy in China, which is also a party of this MOU, played a key role to get this MOU signed during the CIIE 2020. That was economic news.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
A note of the Weather Department says showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the northern and eastern provinces. Short thunder shower will occur at several places elsewhere during the night. Heavy shower of 100 millimeters can be expected in some places in the western, Sabaragamu and southern provinces and in the Trincomalee district. And back to the headlines of the news. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa visits the historic Somati Rajama Vihara to preside over the Katna festival under state patronage. The Director General of Health Services stressed that the public must adhere to health advice when the curfew is lifted. 5,000 buses and 40 office trains of public transport from tomorrow. COVID-19 cases recorded in Sri Lanka on the rise. Presidential Commission inquiry probing incidents of political victimization to seek legal action against 4 SJB MPs. In world news, US President-elect Biden pledges to work for unity. Sports cricket, Lanka Premier League given the green light.